Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Gallatin, Tennessee, the home of the Vol State Pioneers. As you see, our brand new scoreboard is up. Just wanted to show you that right off the bat. The Toyota of Gallatin scoreboard just got finalized today. Looks awesome. Thank you so much to Toyota of Gallatin for their support of Vol State baseball. Umpires are now out on the field. We are getting ready to take on the Warhawks of Calhoun Community College down in Decatur, Alabama. See if we can get our long-range camera up and running. Again, my intern did not show up today. Yet to be identified. This is Tim Reese on the two cameras, the computer, the iPad, scorebook, binoculars, checking the bullpens, and loving every second of it. Didn't get the umpires' names today, so I don't know who that is. It might be. I better not go to guessing. Tell you what, we'll just get right to the Toyota of Gallatin starting lineups. First for the visiting Calhoun Community College Warhawks. Leading off playing shortstop, Lorenzo Soto. Batting second, playing left field, Austin Baker. Batting third, the DH, Alex Ballesteri. Playing second base, hitting cleanup, Logan Harbin. In center field and batting fifth, Josh Schuler. Batting sixth, playing third base, Braden Buckner. Daniel Sieber will be at first base, batting seventh. Harvey Valera, the right fielder, batting eighth, and batting ninth, the catcher, Cannon DeVersa. On the mound for the Warhawks, right-handed pitcher Rhett Edwards, 5'9", 170-pound sophomore from Rome, Georgia. Head coach for the Warhawks, Cody Gaskell, who's a former Vol State player and coach. He's been with Calhoun since 2019. He, after actually played at Calhoun, then came to Vol State, and then moved on to Tennessee Wesleyan. Coach McGuire has known Cody Gaskell for a while. He's assisted by Jacob Freeland and Tyler Self. It's good to have Calhoun come here. They were scheduled to come to Vol State a year ago, but that doubleheader got rained out. And now the starting lineups for the Pioneers. Leading off, as usual, in center field, Jake Burris. Batting second, playing shortstop, Ethan Huddleston. In right field, Jace Mizell will bat third. And I understand we were doing some checking to see if he was the TCCAA Player of the Week. Had a fantastic week, definitely this past weekend. We'll get into his statistics a little bit later on. And batting fourth, playing first base, Landon Godsey. Braden Vineyard will be behind the plate, batting fifth. Landon Luderman, the designated hitter today, will hit in the sixth spot. Carter Vrabel playing third base, batting seventh. Hunter Searcy will be out in left field, batting eighth. And Matt Hall at second base will bat ninth. And on the mound for the Pioneers, as you see them take the field for his first collegiate start, Caleb Pika. Tell you about Caleb after the playing of the national anthem. Time to play ball here at Pioneer Field on the Tim Garrett Baseball Complex. Caleb Pico, with his first start of his college career, has one appearance on the year as in relief. Went 3 innings, gave up 1 hit, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, got the win in that ball game. Freshman left-hander, 6'6", 170 pounds, from Nashville's Overton High School, the son of John and April. First start here against the Calhoun Warhawks. Last time I talked to him was actually the day of his first appearance, and I asked him if he was ready. Of course, he didn't know he was going to get into the game, and he said, "That's right, I'm going to stay ready till it's my time." Lo and behold, it was that day. Beautiful day here in Middle Tennessee. Shows 66 degrees, definitely sunny out. I think we're expecting low 70s. Calhoun comes in with a record of 2-7. They've lost their last 7 ball games. Pioneers are 8-5 on the season. 6-3 here at home, 2-2 on the road, which the only road game so far was down in Central Alabama, the first series of the year. And after today's doubleheader, Pioneers will go on the road to Chattanooga State to start the conference season. We are set to go here just a little after 1 o'clock p.m. Central Time. First pitch is high and away. Ball 1, we are game time at 1:02. Gone 3 balls, no strikes to Lorenzo Soto, the starting shortstop for Calhoun. Soto hitting .250 the early season. He looks at a 3-0 pitch in there for a called strike on the outside corner. Soto, 5'9", 180-pound freshman from Naples, Florida. There's a single up the middle to start the game off for the Warhawks. Soto now has taken the hit lead for Calhoun. That's his 7th base hit of the year.
Now batting, number 43, Austin Baker.
Trying a little something new here as well. We have a field mic out. I'll be able to hear the ping of the bat as that breaking pitch gets in there for a called strike. Austin Baker, the left fielder, leading hitter on the team, hitting .333, 5 for 15. Throw over to first base. Godsey makes the catch. Only 3 steals on the year for Calhoun, and Soto doesn't have 1 yet. Couple looks over, and now another throw. Back in hands first. On deck, Alex Ballesteri. The pitch goes to the backstop. Braden Vineyard will retrieve the wild pitch. Looked like Caleb Pico might have been a little bit too concerned with the base runner and not concentrating on the sophomore catcher's glove. So now a runner in scoring position and a 1-1 count to the Right-handed hitting Baker. Breaking pitch. That's also in the dirt. Vineyard able to hop on that one quick enough to keep Soto at second base. Seen that happen one other time earlier this year. Braden Vineyard hopped on one quickly and was able to nail a runner at third base. He has thrown out 3 would-be base stealers, according to my records. That pitch came inside and hit the left elbow of Austin Baker. So far, first 2 batters, Caleb Pika may be showing a little bit of nerves. It's his first hit batter of the year.
Now batting, number 8, Alex Ballesteri.
3-hole hitter, designated hitter Alex Ballesteri steps into the box with 2 on and nobody out. We've got a double play sponsor, Dudat Communications. Well, maybe we need a triple play one. There's a pop-up out into right field. Jay Mizell shielding his eyes with his glove, able to make the catch. Runner is tagging. The throw is one hopped into Carter Vrabel and out at third base is Lorenzo Soto. So a double play, 9-5. Just what the doctor ordered, a Dudat Communications double play. That's the second runner that Mizell has thrown out.
Now batting, number 4,
On the play,
Harbin.
Baker moves down to second base. Logan Harbin steps to the plate. Pika will step off. Two outs now and a runner at second. Big lead. That ball is fouled down toward the Pioneers dugout. That Chase Birdwell just hopped over that fence without even touching it down in the bullpen. Athlete, nothing but an athlete, that Chase Birdwell. 0-1 pitch. Fastball high. That was a pretty shallow fly ball for a runner to try to tag up from second base and go to third. I'm sure that Jace Mizell was pretty surprised that he was going. There's a breaking pitch called strike. Pika 1 pitch away from getting out of 2 on, nobody out jam. On deck, Josh Schuler, the center fielder. Logan Harbin hitting .231 on the season from Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Sophomore, and buzz the tower there for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a runner at second base. Harbin has 6 hits. Has the most at-bats of anybody, and swings and misses. Caleb Pika strikes out Harbin to retire the side. Didn't look good after the first 2 batters, but he came back to get a fly ball double play and a strikeout. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left on base. Vol State coming to the plate. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Pioneers coming to the plate with Jake Burris, Ethan Huddleston, Jace Mizell, and hopefully more to come to face right-handed sophomore Rhett Edwards out of Rome, Georgia. 2 appearances, both starts, has a 1-1 record. Pitched 9 innings, 7 hits, 6 runs, 4 earned, 6 walks, 8 strikeouts. Has hit 3 batters. See how he does against the Pioneers lineup, hitting .253 on the season in 13 games so far. Jake Burris had a very good weekend series against Wren Lake, and the first pitch he sees in there for a called strike. Edwards starts him off with a breaking pitch. Burris hitting .361 on the season, 13 hits, 36 at-bats. There's a breaking pitch, misses way outside. The pride of Grove City, Ohio. As I see some of the basketball guys show up, Isaiah Perry, Bells Wakadang, Cooper Harris, and looks like Kyle Wesley coming over to root on. There's a base hit just as the basketball players come up into the stadium by Jake Burris. So both leadoff hitters for their respective teams get a knock to start their respective half innings off. To check Jake, he had like several hits in a row. That's 2 straight, but brings it to plate Ethan Huddleston. Wind blowing center field toward right field. There's a drive out to left center field. Back goes Josh Schuler, and he is at the track, and he has run out of room as Ethan Huddleston has just given the Pioneers their first runs of the game. Framework Athletic, first run of the game is a 2-run home run by Ethan Huddleston. He jumped on that first pitch from Rhett Edwards, drove his second big fly of the year out just to the right of the brand new Toyota of Gallatin scoreboard. The Pioneers now lead 2-0.
Now batting, number 34, Jace Mizell.
That brings to the plate the hottest hitter in the Vol State lineup, Jace Mizell. Breaking pitch in there at the knees, called strike. Coach McGuire did say it felt like the ball was traveling pretty well here today, and Mizell hits a shot straight at center fielder Josh Schuler. Takes a couple steps to his right and a half a step in and makes the catch for out number 1, but Mizell stung that one. Jace was 4 for 4 in Game 3 against Wren Lake. Scored 2 runs, had 1 RBI, and that was on a solo home run. But he also had 2 doubles. He led off 2 of those 4 innings. Now Landon Godsey sees a pitch inside. Landon Godsey from Indianapolis, Indiana, leading hitter for the Pioneers according to average and on-base percentage. Breaking pitch just missed somewhere. Godsey hitting .415, leading the team in hits and on-base percentage at .480. Has 3 doubles and 2 home runs. He and Ethan Huddleston now tied with second place. There's a breaking pitch right over the middle of the plate. Looks like Edwards is relying on that breaking pitch. I believe that was a fastball that Huddleston had out of here, but I wouldn't think that he'd be trying to jump on a first pitch breaking pitch, but there's a line drive over the head of second baseman Logan Harbin, and that will get in there to the gap, cut off by Harvey Valera. And Landon Godsey will reach safely. So that's 3 hits in the first 4 batters off of Edwards. Well, the press box gang is complete.
Number 37,
Tyler Holsworth
Vineyard.
is now in the newly remodeled press box, along with Alex Qualls, who's been handling all duties press box related that have nothing to do with the broadcast, other than he does assist me with the lineups, throw over to first base, the speedy landing Godsey back in time. Pioneers are 16 for 16 in stolen bases. Godsey 2 for 2 as Braden Vineyard, the backstop for the Pioneers, steps into the plate, or into the box at the plate. 2 runs already in on Ethan Huddleston's 2-run bomb. Coach McGuire pretty happy that did not hit the new Toyota of Gallatin scoreboard. Has yet to get the finalized screen that's going to be up in front of that to protect it. Doesn't want that to get damaged right away. He's okay with home runs, though. But thanks to the folks that got that finished today, there are a few more changes that'll be made to the sign. Apparently where it says visitor and home, which you can't see in this shot, and probably don't see it in the wide shot either, but if you're at the ballpark, it says visitor and home, it'll end up being digitized, so we'll be able to change it. Change up outside. Count goes 2 balls and a strike to the sophomore from Paducah, Kentucky. Vineyard hitting .318. 7 for 22, 3 doubles, 3 RBIs. Looking to keep the rally going here in the top or bottom of the first inning. Ground ball down to just past Coach McGuire, who is, as always, coaching down at third base. John Ripel, volunteer assistant coach. Down the first base line, Braden Kale is the pitching coach, and also apparently dugout mom. Is that, you guys need dugout mom down there, Tyler? That's what I figured. 2-2 stays inside. Almost clipped Braden, but we are moving to our first Full Count Ministries full count of the day. Got some full count folks in attendance today as we've just had a strikeout. Braden Vineyard has apparently stepped out of the box, was waiting way too long, and the pitch, not the pitch clock, but I guess the hitting clock has just struck out Braden Vineyard for the second out. Guess that goes down. I don't know what I'm going to put that down as a clock violation. I don't know if that's a separate category or not, but that's the first time we've seen that this year. So Landon Luderman steps to the plate. Breaking pitch misses way outside. First left-handed hitter that Rhett Edwards has seen. And the only left-handed hitter in the Pioneers lineup here in Game 1. Swinging a drive out to center field. Schuler over to his right, and he hauls it in for out number 3. The Pioneers scored 2 runs on 3 hits. No errors, 1 runner left on base. 2-0 after 1. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Tim Reese back at Gallatin, Tennessee, on the campus of Volunteer State Community College. Pioneers taking a 2-0 lead in a 2-run home run by Ethan Huddleston. Warhawks will send 5, 6, and 7 to the plate to face Caleb Pika. Josh Schuler squares the bunt, pulls the bat back. Pitch called a ball. Fastball misses high. Sorry for the occasional hiccup with the cameras. And Pika goes 3-0 on the leadoff batter here in the second, just as he did in the first. Renzo Soto ended up hitting a 3-1 pitch up the middle for a single. Schuler will take called strike on the 3-0. Schuler hitting 150 on the early season. Sophomore, 6'3", 215 pounds from Buford, Georgia. He will take a 5-pitch walk. Leadoff batter reaches again for Calhoun. First walk of the game for the young freshman left-hander in his first collegiate start. Able to pitch out of a jam in the top of the first inning after the first two reached. Bit of a base running error, and pick-off throw right here is runner going on it that goes to second base, and he will reach. I believe that will be a stolen base. I'm not sure that you charge an error on that. I don't believe an error is charged. I believe it's just a stolen base. I guess I should have put him on first base. Now I'll take him off and put him on second on the walk. I think I'm right on that scoring decision, but I will confirm it later on with my buddy Ken Stegall. Breaking pitch misses high. Braden Buckner at the plate. Pika had him picked off. Throw over to Godsey was a little bit low, and then, of course, Landon Godsey's throw was low to Ethan Huddleston, went into left field, but Hunter Searcy out there in left field was able to retrieve that and keep Schuler at second base. Braden Buckner with a 2-0 count. Now a 3-0 count. Beautiful sunny day here in Middle Tennessee, and there's a 3-0 strike down the middle. So 3 times that Pika has now gone to 3-0. He's gone to 3-1. Good things haven't happened, though, on the 5th pitch to the batter. Let's see if it breaks the mold there, and it does not. So that puts runners at first and second, and will bring out Braden Kell for a visit to the mound. Daniel Sieber will step to the plate for Calhoun when we resume play. Pika had a relief appearance in the Jackson College game a couple weekends ago. It was a game that Vol State ended up winning 10-8 after being behind 8-2 at one point in time. Pioneers ended up taking a 2-run lead while Caleb Pika was pitching. He pitched the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning, giving up only 1 hit and 1 walk. And he actually he picked off a batter. Ended up being on the mound to claim the victory. A 10-8 win by Vol State. So he's been in this position before, 2 on and nobody out. Got a fly ball double play in the first inning. Square around a bunt is Sieber, and the ball's in the dirt. Vineyard able to finally track it down. Nobody advances. Josh Schuler at second, Braden Buckner at first. Daniel Sieber, the first baseman, 7-hole hitter in the Calhoun lineup, appears to be in a square around a bunt mode, and there he is, and he misses that one. Count goes 1 ball, 1 strike. On deck, Harvey Valera. See if he'll square around this time. He does not. There's a fastball at the knees, called strike 2. Sieber, 4 hits and 24 at-bats, official at-bats, leads the team in strikeouts with 9. Caleb Pika hunting a strikeout, and he just got one right there of the caught-looking variety. Sieber will go down on strikes. So now a doodad double play would get Caleb Pika out of the inning if he can get one off the bat of Harvey Valera, their right fielder, hitting 188. Uh-oh. What happened? Somebody hit my camera. Gonna have to reposition that. What happened here? Called strike. Two balls and a strike to Valera. See if we've got somewhat okay. We'll fix it at the next break. Breaking pitch just a little high. Three balls, 1 strike. 2 runners on, 1 out. Runner at second takes off, swing and a miss. Throw down to second base, airmailed into center field. And that will bring in the first run for Calhoun. So a swing on a 3-1 pitch. Count moves to a full count, Ministries full count. And on the play, Josh Schuler stole third. And the error on Braden Vineyard will allow him to score from third base. 3-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Down goes Valera. So 2 outs now and a runner at second base.
Now batting, number 9, Cannon Diversa.
Swung at a pitch way high. Number 9 hole hitter Cannon Diversa steps to the plate. Buckner out at second. He stays put on the breaking pitch on that outside corner. Nice pitch by Caleb Pika. Flirted with early inning trouble 2 innings in a row, and it came down back to bite him here. That pitch sails off of Vineyard's glove, and Buckner will move down to third base. Fastball just got away from Pika. That'll get some action going in the Pioneer bullpen. Breaking pitch misses high. On deck, leadoff batter Lorenzo Soto. Pico trying to end it right here. 2-1 count to Cannon DeVersa. Pico just missing a lot of pitches high. Three-one count, and now full count. Full Count Ministries, full count. Breaking pitch on the outside corner, and another caught looking. Caleb Pico might have bought himself another inning with that backwards K right there as he strikes out 3 batters in a row. But a errant throw on a steal attempt down at second base scores Josh Schuler. And then another wild pitch moves a runner up. But after 1.5 innings, Pioneers still hold the lead 2-1. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Carter Vrabel leading off the bottom of the second inning for the Pioneers. First pitch he sees, high and tight. He's seen a little bit of that this year as he's been plunked 5 times, leads the Pioneers in hit by pitches with those 5. Sees a sweeping curveball in there for a called strike. Trying to get my camera straightened out, folks. Foul ball straight back. About nailed Parker White here, just to the right of his head. Count now, no balls, or 1 ball, 2 strikes. Vrabel comes down and gets it a low ball and drives it to the gap in left center field. Schiller over at the fence to pick it up. Carter Vrabel with his 3rd, I think that's his 3rd extra base hit of the season. He has a double and a triple. That is true. Now his 2nd double of the year.
Now batting, number 12.
A leadoff hit.
Cersei.
And Hunter Cersei steps to the plate. Cersei looking to get hot. Sees the first pitch on the inside corner, called strike. Carter Vrabel had a big triple in the last game against Wren Lake. Look back, and Edwards was looking back at Vrabel as he was moving toward the plate to throw the pitch to Hunter Cersei, and apparently lost direction of where that ball was supposed to go. And Hunter Cersei will take one in the hip for the team, putting runners now at first and second. That's Cersei's third plunking of the year. Brings to the plate Matt Hall with runners at first and second. Sophomore second baseman from Lexington, Kentucky. See if he's going to square around. First baseman Daniel Sieber thinks he is, and he does. Pops it up, but it will get down before Braden Buckner comes in to make the play from third base. Got some Vol State alumni in the crowd today. I'll be joined by Tanner Sandell for our first alumni spotlight segment of the year. Tanner Sandell played in 2013, 14, and 15, I believe, here at Vol State. He's down as the Hall squares, and pitch is called a strike on that outside corner. Sieber was almost in his front pocket coming down from first base. Matt Hall looking for an 0-2 count now. Wouldn't guess that Coach McGuire would have that bunt on at this point in time. Just let Hall swing away. Sieber still creeping. Time called. I didn't have that. Oh, they called the ball because of the step off, I guess. Or time. Maybe he hadn't, whatever. All of a sudden they just show there's a ball up, so we got to add it. I thought, that's going to confuse me all year. I'm going to think I'm not paying attention, and next thing, the umpire's going to put that up. Hey, there's a ball just because he didn't pitch the ball in time. There's a fastball, misses outside, and we'll have a full count. Ministries full count. So Reed Glover, who's here as the director of discipleship for Full Count Ministries, here with Tanner Sandell, and I believe Josh Carmen, who's the director of baseball for Full Count, will be here a little bit later on. Also a Vol State alum, and swing and a miss by Matt Hall as he goes down on strikes for the first out here in the second inning. 3-2 breaking pitch by Edwards, so you know he likes that pitch. Strolling to the plate, Jake Burris. Had a leadoff single in the first, and later scored very short time later as Ethan Huddleston hit the first pitch he saw out of the ballpark as Burris taps one or pops one up down to right field, but it is dropped by Harvey Valera outside of your view. He was setting himself up to throw to third base as Carter Vrabel was tagging and probably would have reached third base, but Valera drops that ball. Probably can score that an error on Valera, but for Burris it's just a strike. He gets a second life here in this at bat. Breaking pitch stays down. I'd say at this point, after 1+ innings, I'd be concentrating on the breaking pitch from Edwards. That appears to be his money pitch. Another drive out to right field, sending Valera back, and he's also in foul territory. He can't make the grab here. He didn't even get to that ball as it was just short of the Warhawks bullpen down there. Summit Concrete remodeled bullpen. Thanks to Chuck Akers, former player of Jim McGuire at MTSU. Count now goes 1 ball to 2 strikes to the Pioneers center fielder. 3 for 3 in his last game as Carter moves back to second, but pitch sails high. He had an excellent series as well as Jace Mizell. 7 for 10 series against Wren Lake with a couple of doubles. Breaking pitch in the dirt, blocked nicely by Cannon Diversa behind the plate. Brings us to another Full Count Ministries full count. 0 for 1, actually 0 for 2 now on the day on full count. First pitch, foul balls. Had swinging strike threes twice. Once by each team. Burris with a full count. Vrabel off. The pitch is in the dirt. Both runners were moving on the pitch. The base is now loaded. And that is the first walk by Edwards. Brings to the plate Ethan Huddleston, who's already hit a 2-run home run.
Now batting, number 3, Ethan Huddleston.
Tapper to the hole at short. He turns to throw to second base to get the force out. Huddleston swinging on that first pitch again. Gets an RBI. Drives in run number 3. That brings to the plate Jace Mizell.
Number 34, Jace Mizell.
Nice play by Lorenzo Soto to at least get 1 out. I would have thought he was going to go to third base with that. Breaking pitch misses low and outside. Dropped by Diversa, but Huddleston cannot advance. Ethan Huddleston leads the team with 4 stolen bases. The Pioneers yet to be caught this year, 16 of 16. There's a breaking pitch on the inside corner called strike. Mizell lined hard to center fielder Josh Schuler for the first out of the first inning. Runner goes, pitch outside, throw down to second base is not in time. Ethan Huddleston gets stolen base number 5. 2 runners now in scoring position for Jace Mizell, who was 6 for 12 with 2 home runs, 5 RBIs in this past 3-game series with Wren Lake. Swing and a miss. He was going for a 3-run bomb right there as that breaking pitch just slid underneath his bat. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Another pitch in the dirt. Full Count Ministries, full count. Somebody's stirring in the Warhawks bullpen down there, but it doesn't appear as though anybody's warming up and getting ready. Step off by Edwards. That's his 1 for this batter. If he does it again, it'll be a ball 4, but Jace Mizell wants a chance to swing the stick, but he won't get a chance. All gets by Diversa, but again, not far enough away. Second walk of the inning. Bases loaded again. And that will bring out, Coach, I'm guessing this is This Tyler Self maybe is the pitching coach, as coaches coming from everywhere. Cody Gaskell, I believe, was out talking to the home plate umpire. Landon Godsey will step in for the Pioneers with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Godsey singled into right field in the first inning, but was stranded right there. Pioneers scored 2 in the first on the 2-run home run by Ethan Huddleston. He also has driven in the 3rd run of the game with a ground out.
Now batting, number 30, Landon Godsey.
So Landon Godsey steps to the plate. Sophomore first baseman. Swings and fouls the first pitch off. A MGM Industries foul ball. Thanks to Joe Gaskins and Patrick Stewart from over at MGM Industries for the custom-made windows here in the newly remodeled press box. Fastball at the letters, called strike. I said it was a fastball. It was a straight ball. Looked like it kind of died when it got to the plate. Maybe it was a changeup. Edwards ahead in the count, 0-2. Swinging a foul ball off to the right side. Godsey stays alive. On deck, Braden Vineyard hoping to get a shot here with some runners on base. Unless Godsey clears the deck. 2 home runs, 11 RBIs. 1 behind Jace Mizell, who leads with 12 RBIs. With those 3 that Huddleston already has, he now has tied Landon Godsey for 2nd place with 11 RBIs on the season. 1 ball, 2 strikes, says the Toyota of Gallatin scoreboard, run by Tyler Holsworth from Norcross, Georgia. Breaking pitch in the dirt, blocked by Diversa. So a Lipscomb Academy man running the PA and the tunes. Alex Qualls and Tyler Holsworth from Norcross, Georgia, up here on medical red shirts. Pitch nearly clipped Godsey. We'll have another full count Ministries, full count. Carter Vrabel started this inning off with a double to left center field. Hunter Searcy hit by a pitch, a strikeout, a walk, and then a ground out drove in the first run. And there is a rope into left field, and that will get down. 2 will score as Godsey will have a 2-run single. No on the full count first pitch foul ball, but yes on a 2 RBI single for Landon Godsey. 2 runners come across. That's Hunter Searcy and Ethan Huddleston, who were running on the pitch. Mizell moves over to 3rd base.
Number 37, Braden Vineyard.
So Godsey now 2 for 2 in the game. Braden Vineyard steps in. He struck out in an unusual fashion last time. He had a 3-2 pitch, but they said the clock ran out on him. Little chin music right there from Edwards. We'll see if Vineyard learned his lesson. Don't get out of the batter's box. Check the sign, but stay close. Another pitch inside. Looks like somebody getting loose down in that Summit Concrete bullpen for Calhoun. Calhoun Community College Warhawks. Breaking pitch in the dirt. On deck, Landon Luderman. Four-pitch walk to Braden Vineyard, and I'm going to guess that maybe the last pitch that Red Edwards throws. But not yet. Landon Luderman steps in as the 9th hitter to come to the plate here in the 2nd inning.
Now batting, number 20,
Luderman lined out to center field in his first plate appearance. Bases loaded, 2 outs, 3 runs in here in the 2nd inning. Edwards having a little bit of the issue that Caleb Pika had the first 2 innings. Now that fastball sailing high. Luderman, a lot of power in his package. He swings and fouls that one off. An MGM Industries foul ball. Young man from Knoxville, Tennessee. Two balls and a strike to the Knox Catholic freshman, son of Daniel and Shannon Luderman. Dad's a coach there at Knox Catholic. There's a breaking pitch, just missed. I'm sure Edwards was wanting that one. He went back to the curveball. Luderman ought to see a good pitch here on 3-1. And he did. It was a little humpback breaking pitch. Surprised him right there at the end. And the merry-go-round will get started once again. Full Count Ministries, full count. There's a breaking pitch. Called strike 3 on the inside corner. And Luderman goes down looking. Pioneers send 9 to the plate. Only have 2 hits, 3 runs. If you're counting the error on the right fielder, which I would count, that's 1 error and 3 runners left on base. The Pioneers get 3, but could have had more. Now lead 5-1 over the Calhoun Warhawks. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Summit Concrete call to the bullpen for the Pioneers. Cade Sanders comes on in relief of Caleb Pika, 5'11", 205-pound redshirt sophomore from right down the road here in Hendersonville, Tennessee. Went to Hendersonville High School, then moved on from his baseball playing days, went to the University of Alabama, missed baseball, came back, and is now in his 2nd year with the Pioneers, a general studies major, the son of Clay and Tressa Sanders, educators here in Sumner County, and he is the older brother to Kylie N. Witten. Has a Nama in Hendersonville and a granddad in Centerville. About had Alex Qualls locked out of the press box. We're gonna have to. We need Lowe's or Home Depot to come up large and come up with some hardware for our front door. We need a new lock on this thing. Keep getting it
Now batting. Number 3,
locked.
Lorenzo Soto.
Sanders will now face the top of the Warhawks lineup. Soto, Baker, and Ballesteri. First pitch, ball 1. Swing and a miss. Soto didn't wait for the 3-1 count that time. This is Cade Sanders' 4th appearance of the year. He's got an 0-1 record, 5 innings. 6 hits, 10 runs, 6 were earned, 6 walks, 5 strikeouts. Looking to improve today on that ERA. And there's a hard shot past the diving Matt Hall into right field. Soto 2 for 2 now. Has just confirmed that Jace Mizell was named the TCCAA Region 7 or Division 1 Region 7 Player of the Week. Did you see that on Twitter? Is it right?
Correct.
Okay, on Twitter.
Not on the website.
Austin Baker steps in. Was hit by a pitch throw over to first base. Not in time. So 2 hits for the Warhawks, both by Lorenzo Soto. Sanders has that devastating breaking pitch, but sometimes struggles to put it in the hitting zone or close enough to be called a strike. The 2-0 pitch, fastball is lined to Huddleston. Goes over to into the hole and makes the catch for out number 1. Baker hit it on the screws, but Huddleston able to snag that before he gets out into left field. Now Sanders 1 pitch away from getting out of the inning. Brings to the plate left-handed hitting DH Alex Ballesteri, who flew out into a double play in the first inning. Fairly shallow fly ball out to Jace Mizell. And Lorenzo Soto thought he could move up. Pitch is inside, and the throw down by Vineyard. Kind of like shooting a clay pigeon right there. Braden Vineyard hits Lorenzo Soto as he was going down to second base. But for his pain, Soto will get a stolen base. Count now 1 ball, 1 strike. So there goes the conventional double play. But the exact same situation with a runner at second and Ballesteri at the plate. On deck, Logan Harbin. Sanders thinking that it was the same rule as last year where you had to fake like you were going to throw. You don't have to do that anymore, but you only have 1 step off per batter. And that's his 1. Swing and a miss. Cal moves 2 balls, 2 strikes. Is our scoreboard being delayed up there? 2-2 is, or count goes 3-2. Just stick it up there, try it again.
If I do it, it'll give him an out.
Oh, okay. Swing and a miss. Down goes Ballesteri. Apparently, I hit the walk button instead of the strikeout button.
Now batting. Number
But I can fix mine a whole lot easier. We can fix that one out there. Sometimes there's a gremlin in those new scoreboards. So 2 outs, a runner at second base. And Logan Harbin stepping in for a strikeout by Sanders. That pitch gets off the glove of Vineyard, but Soto can't advance. Soto singled to right field, stole second. But a line out and a strikeout. Sanders looking to get out of the inning. There's a fastball at the letters called strike. More basketball players have shown up. See Ty Bryant and Jalen Clemens have their last home game of the year tomorrow night. Pack the pickle night. Tyler Holsworth. Pack the pickle. Pickle Fieldhouse. Right across the way. 2 balls and a strike to Logan Harbin with Josh Schuler on deck. Fastball on the inside corner. Called strike. I believe they're playing Columbia State tomorrow night. Is that correct? I was supposed to broadcast that game and was set to do that. 2-2 pitch. Swing, half swing. He did swing. So says the home plate umpire. And Cade Sanders wiggles out with his second strikeout to retire the Warhawks. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left on base. After 2.5, it's 5-1. Vol State leads. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Summit Concrete called to the bullpen for Calhoun. Caleb Lagerwell, right-handed sophomore, 6'2", 185 pounds from McDonough, Georgia, on in relief of Rhett Edwards. Will face Carter Vrabel, Hunter Cersei, and Matt Hall.
Carter Vrabel.
Vrabel golfed the shot out of here, or up to the fence in left center field. He likes those low pitches. He'll go get them. Looking for his first long ball of the year. Has 2 doubles and a triple. Having a slow start to start the season, but he could catch fire quickly. Hoping that day is today, as he now down in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. This is Lagerwell's second appearance of the year. He's thrown 2 innings, given up 2 hits, 4 runs. Only 1 was earned. Walked 2 and struck out 4. Now struck out 5 as Carter Vrabel swings and misses. Hunter Cersei steps to the plate. He walked, or got hit by a pitch and scored in the second inning. Cersei from Louisville, Kentucky. He's a sophomore. Also having a slow start here to 2023 campaign. Swing and a miss. Wind looks like it is blowing out to dead center field. At this point, earlier it was blowing from center field to right field. The 1-1 to Hunter Cersei. Swing and a miss, and another high fastball. Strike 3 called. Cersei goes down looking, so back-to-back strikeouts from the new pitcher, Caleb Lagerwell.
Now batting, number 2, Matt Hall.
Second baseman Matt Hall steps to the plate. He struck out in the second. 2 outs and nobody on. In the bottom of the third inning, Pioneers lead 5-1. That same pitch, just above the letters that Pioneers cannot lay off of. Center fielder Josh Schuler moves over into right center field. Valera is way over on the right field line. Show you the big look here. You can't even see Harvey Valera in right field. Must not think that the Pioneers can catch up with a fastball from Lagerwell. Yanks one outside. On deck, leadoff batter Jake Burris. The 1-2 fouled off to the right side, an MGM Industries foul ball.
We'll do the 1-2 again. Swing and a miss. And Lagerwell comes in and strikes out the side for the Pioneers. We're through 3, scheduled for 7. Pioneers lead 5-1. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Cade Sanders back out on the mound for the top of the 4th inning. We'll face 5, 6, and 7 in the Calhoun lineup.
Now batting for the Warhawks, number 5, Josh Schuler.
Leading off the top of the 4th, Josh Schuler, the center fielder. He walked and ultimately scored the only run for Calhoun. Tall left-handed batter, and he swings, fouls that one off of his lower leg. See how tall they say Josh Schuler is. 6'3". He looks taller than that from back here. Working with our field mic, you hear some of the basketball players. Looks like the preacher, Isaiah Perry, is holding court over here. Not holding court, but delivering a sermon. Strike called. If he was a lawyer, I guess he'd be holding court, but he has actually preached. 1-2 pitch on the inside, just off the inside corner. Braden Vineyard trying to hold it long enough. There's a swing and a miss by Schuler. That's 3 straight strikeouts for Cade Sanders. And the first time that Calhoun batter has been retired, or leadoff batter has been retired. Brings to the plate Braden Buckner, and he swings, pops one into shallow center field that Matt Hall will handle easily for out number 2. Cade Sanders trying to go for the first 1-2-3 inning for the Pioneers after Vol State went down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 3rd. Daniel Sieber sees a first pitch curveball over for a called strike. Sieber from Attalla, Alabama. Attalla, A-T-T-A-L-L-A. Don't know that I've ever heard of that place. From Etowah High School, transfer from Wallace State Community College. I think there's several campuses. There's another breaking pitch on the outside corner. Sieber is stepping toward third base coach Cody Gaskell while that breaking pitch is coming in. The 1-2 stays high. Cersei in left, Burris in center, Mizell in right. Vrabel at third, Huddleston at short, Hall at second, Godsey at first, Braden Vineyard catching Cade Sanders, who just gets a called strike 3 on Sieber, and fourth strikeout of the ball game in the first 1-2-3 inning for the Pioneers on defense. Vol State try to get the bats clicking again in the bottom of the fourth. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Summit Concrete call to the bullpen for Calhoun. Number 17, Ethan Atkinson, sophomore left-hander from Chipley, Florida. 6'1", 200 pounds. Has 3 starts already in his 3 appearances, an 0-1 record. Leads the staff with 13 innings pitched, so he must be their Friday night starter, as you would say, or at least has been so far. Giving up 17 hits, 13 runs, 9 earned. Has walked 12, leads the staff with 12 strikeouts. He will face the top of the Pioneers order, Jake Burris, Ethan Huddleston, and Jace Mizell. Will step to the plate here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Burris 1 for 1, been on base both times. Single and a walk. Sees a fastball stay up high. Burris has played in all but one of the Pioneers games. There's a smash, just like he started the game off with a ground ball into left field between short and third. And Jake Burris is flaming hot. And in the first inning, get ready, because Ethan Huddleston has swung at the first pitch both times he's been to the plate. First time resulted in a 2-run home run. He won't get a chance to swing at that one as that sails high and away. He drove one out of here to left center field over the Vol State sign just to the right of the Toyota of Gallatin scoreboard. Fastball misses inside. Huddleston on his next time to the plate came up with bases loaded, and he hit a ground ball into the hole at short and reached on a fielder's choice. 1 run came across. Burris bluffs but stays put. There's a 2-0 fastball in there for a called strike. Huddleston, the local boy from Gallatin, Tennessee, the same high school that produced Tanner Sandell and Evan Jones and many former Volunteer State Pioneers. Beljois Adang, as I see, a basketball player right down here in the stands. Also from Gallatin. There's a ball in the dirt. Backhanded, and Diversa got a piece of that. Our alumni spotlight coming up in the top of the 5th inning with Tanner Sandell, young Tanner Sandell. 3 balls, 1 strike to his former mentee right here as Ethan Huddleston sees a letter high strike called. And he will have a Full Count Ministries full count. 0 for 3 so far on the full count first pitch foul balls. I guess 1 was a non-pitch as Braden Vineyard went down on the clock. The full count delivery. Runner goes and the ball is high. Ball 4 to Huddleston, and that puts runners at first and second with the Division I or Region 7 Player of the Week stepping to the plate. Jace Mizell, he's walked and lined out center field as you see the infield as a coach starts to run out there to talk to the players, but home plate umpire says, you can't do that. I'm not really sure. Man, we got too many new rules about speeding this game up, and I don't know all of them. It's the first time I've ever seen an umpire say you can't go out and talk to your player. But Cody Gaskell turned around pretty quickly and said, okay. So the pride of Metropolis, Illinois, Jace Mizell in the box to face Ethan Atkinson. Looks back to Burris at second. Burris gets off, and Mizell has to do a salsa to get out of the way of that pitch. Maybe that was more of a Michael Jackson there. What do you think, Reed? Reed Glover, Director of Discipleship for Full Count Ministries. First baseman Sieber is cocked, and we've got a ball called as the time clock, I think, expired. And we are going to ball 2. Base umpire called that one out. I assume Atkinson has taken too long looking at bases when that happens. 20 seconds, I think, to deliver the pitch. Here's a breaking pitch on the inside corner called strike. On deck, Landon Godsey, who's 2 for 2, drove in 2 runs with his last single with bases loaded. Swinging a foul ball straight back. Nobody out. Runners on at first and second. Here in the bottom of the 4th inning, Pioneers scored 2 in the first, 3 in the second. Went down on 3 strikeouts in the 3rd and are threatening to put more on the board on the Toyota of Gallatin scoreboard. Runner at second takes off, swing and a miss. Throw down to third base, gets away from Buckner at third. And Burris will come in to score on the errant throw. Was that a 2? I thought that was a 2-2 count or 2-1 count. Was it? It was 2-2. Okay, I looked on my scoreboard and thought I'd already put the strike on there, but so Mizell goes down swinging for out number 1, and Landon Godsey steps to the plate with a runner at third base and 1 out. Fastball stays high. So a stolen base for Burris, stolen base for Huddleston. Burris scores on the E2. Infield has now been drawn in. If I get my scorebook right here as well. Swing and a miss. Godsey came in hitting .415. That average has been raised as he looks at strike 3 on that inside corner. So back-to-back strikeouts for Atkinson. And Braden Vineyard steps to the plate. Struck out on the hitting clock rule and has walked. Looking to swing the bat here in the bottom of the 4th, drive in another run for the Pioneers. Breaking pitch at the knees. Fastball misses outside. Kalen Benton Hamilton, one of the basketball players, also here in attendance. Corey Scott. Swing and a miss by Vineyard. Looking for his first long ball of the year. Pioneers now have 8 home runs on the season. They've only given up 3. There's a strike called right down the can. And Atkinson strikes out the last 3 batters he faces. But the Pioneers score 1 run. It will be unearned on 1 hit. Was 1 key error and 1 runner left on base. After 4, Pioneers lead 6-1. We're through 4. We'll be back with the Vol State Baseball Alumni Spotlight. After this break, you're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Ready for the top of the 5th inning. Cade Sanders back out on the mound to face 8, 9, and 1 for the Calhoun Warhawks. Harvey Valera struck out in the 2nd inning. Swings at the first pitch and drives Jace Mizell back. He's still going back at the track, and it hits off the top of the fence. And there is the first home run of the year for Calhoun Warhawks. A solo shot here in the top of the 5th inning for Calhoun. They cut the deficit by 1, and Pioneers now lead 6-2. What an auspicious start right there for our Vol State Alumni Spotlight. Welcome, Tanner Sandell. Thanks for bringing
the energy for the visiting team, Tanner.
Well, I don't. First of all, thanks for having me. I don't know if I guess I brought the home run juice in total today. Ethan Huddleston hits first pitch home run in the first inning there, and then now this guy takes one out in the first pitch.
There's a shot down to Mizell. One hops in front of him, so home run and a single. If we go 4 in a row, we might have to do this in the 6th inning or something. I'm not sure, but anyway. So Tanner Sandell is with us, a Vol State alum. Tanner, tell us when you were here and where you're from.
Yeah, so I'm from right here in Gallatin, Tennessee. Right out of high school, I went to Christian Brothers University. After my freshman year, I transferred right back here to Vol State, right back to my hometown for the 2013 and 2014 season, as well as the 2014-2015 season, and actually played for Cody Gaskell, who is the head coach of Calhoun that we're watching here today. He was my hitting coach when I was here at Vol State. So really enjoyed my time with Cody, one of the best baseball guys I've played with.
Okay, and I understand he played at Calhoun, also played here at Vol State, and then moved on to Tennessee Wesleyan, and you've kept up with him actually as an adult over the past few years, and you came here specifically for this ball game.
That's correct.
Okay,
yeah. So we talk about golf, we talk about baseball players,
okay.
But it was good to see him today. Absolutely.
Okay, and injuries shortened your career as that ball is grounded into the hole. Huddleston steps and throws on to first base and gets Lorenzo Soto by an eyelash, and Diversa moves down to second base. So there is a young man that you know is from your high school, Ethan Huddleston, and I know that you're here also to watch him play. He happened to be in a discipleship group that you were the leader of, I guess, you and Evan Jones. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Ethan was probably our most consistent attendee there. He led by example with his class, and so it was always great to get the morning started every week to see Ethan and follow his baseball career. And naturally, I've followed him here since he's been at Vol State, and super excited to see him play full count rhythm this summer as well. So
that's true.
plenty more baseball to see Ethan Huddleston.
Sanders' pitch is driven out to center field. Jake Burris started to come in and then retreated to make that grab of that line drive by Austin Baker, and that's now 2 outs after the solo home run and single by Diversa. So 2 outs. Runner at second base brings up Alex Ballesteri, the designated hitter. So you moved on after college. Where did you finish your college, just your education?
So my education finished up at Trevecca, actually. So was well on my way to playing at Florida Atlantic there, and had my second knee surgery in 3 years. And at that time, you know, it's a decision that we all have to make at some point, right? And so made the difficult decision to go ahead and hang up the spikes and join the workforce. But it was a blessing in disguise. I got to meet my beautiful wife not long after, and so it worked out just fine for me.
Okay, as you see, another full count fall league participant, Cade Sanders, get over to cover first base on that shot that was knocked down by Landon Godsey to retire the Warhawks, as they score 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, 1 runner left on base. We will keep it here for the Vol State Alumni Spotlight. We have Tanner Sandell. Tanner, 30 years old now, is that right?
I will be 30 in November. I'm not quite there yet.
This is you're a couple of years younger than my son. I thought you were maybe there. That's right. You're actually my daughter's age, a 2012 high school grad.
Yep, that's correct.
Okay. And so you actually have not hung up the spikes completely, though, have you? You are now an international baseball player. Tell us about that.
Oh man, I tell you what, you know, going on mission with full count is an absolute blast. Baseball is the natural attraction for baseball guys, but as you know, and we've been on a trip together, somewhere around that second game of the week, you find yourself really looking forward to getting back to the Mission House for the evening. But, I'm still a little bit of a competitor, like to get out there and compete and toe the rubber when I can and step in the batter's box and take some hacks if I can. So always enjoy it, and I don't think the competitive aspect of me is gone just yet. So.
How many trips have you made down to Nicaragua to play some baseball?
Yeah, this summer will be number 7. So, and my second summer leading a trip. So, super excited about that. Baseball is a lot of fun there. Those guys, they love it, and I love getting to just be on the same field as those guys. So, it's a blast.
Well, I know the folks in Mazante and Ocotal love when they get to see Tanner Sandell. You've played every position in a full count summer baseball game down there, haven't you?
I think everything, but probably the corners on the infield.
Is that right?
I was a collegiate outfielder, and so if I don't have to play outfield anymore, I certainly appreciate that. But I think right now I really prefer to just go ahead and play the 6-hole and hop up on the rubber, especially if I've got Reed back there doing a phenomenal job receiving the baseball for me.
Say Reed Glover will he'll throw those cleats on. He's a former high school baseball player. As Landon Luderman will step in here in the bottom of the 5th to face a new pitcher, Carlos Carmona.
Yeah, I could usually talk Reed into getting out and helping me get my arm in shape again right before we head down there. It's just the older I get, the sooner I have to be getting that arm ready. So I don't prepare like I used to.
Luderman swings and misses. The freshman from Knox Catholic looking to drive the ball here to lead off the 5th inning. Our spotlight is he has an MGM Industries foul ball. Count goes 1 ball, 2 strikes. This is our first segment ever of the Vol State Alumni Spotlight, and I talked to Tanner yesterday and said, hey, I want you to be the man on here, as you've got a connection with Vol State players. As called strike 3 to Landon Luderman, second time he's gone down looking, and 4th strikeout of Pioneers batters. First one for Carmona. Carmona from the Bronx, New York. 6 foot, 170 pounds. Brings to the plate Carter Vrabel. 1 for 2, double and a run scored. So what do you do now in your adult life? I know you have a wife, and tell us about your little boy as well.
Yeah, so I've got married to my wonderful wife, Kaylin, and we have a 5-year-old named Dawson who loves baseball and all sports. He's a true boy's boy. But he swings left, throws right. He thinks he's pitching all the time, but he likes to take some donkey hacks from the left side as well. So, I'm looking forward to, I don't take it easy on Dawson. I throw it in there pretty on a line to him. So I want him to figure it out sooner than later. But
there's a swing and a drive, and there's the first one of the year.
Yeah, he knew that.
Carter Vrabel has just put one into the parking lot.
Yeah, that ball was hammered
in left field, and that's number 1. I knew it was going to come at some point in time, and it's good to see you right here. So there you go, Tanner. Your luck is a-changing.
That's right.
Bring one in for the home team. Man, that could be good. A Hudson Pillar Insurance home run.
That's a good
a
segue.
Sponsor, or the right. Hudson Pillar Insurance Alumni Spotlight.
That's right. That's a good segue. Working an insurance job now, and really enjoy that. The Hudson Pillars have been wonderful to me, and on my second stint at their agency, and will probably be here until I'm no longer working. But and my father and I own a gym together in Gallatin as well. So still get to teach a little baseball out of there, but insurance is what pays the bills and puts food on the table.
Well, you got to have that.
That's right.
You definitely have to have that. Hunter Searcy steps to the plate, takes a big hack, fouls one at the plate, takes another big hack, fouls that one straight back. So Kaylin's your wife. She's a stay-at-home mother.
She's not actually. We tried that for a little while, and she's a busybody, so she got nice and bored and told me she wanted to work. So I'm not complaining. So she works in auditing and account management for a restoration company, commercial restoration company called First On Site. So she handles a lot of Dollar General jobs, a lot of Canadian jobs, and things like that. Anything that's over 6 figures there that they have to work on. So she enjoys it.
So a lot happening in the Sandell family. I know Dawson, so he's not a quiet little guy. He likes to play ball.
He
And
does.
I see him every Sunday as Matt Hall steps in, and he will square around the bunt and come up empty on pitch in there for a called strike. Hall has struck out twice. His first 2 at-bats, looking to drive one into the green in the outfield. So the players that you played with here, have you kept up with a few? I know Evan Jones, who I will definitely have on a future alumni spotlight. Who else from your playing days have you kept up with here at Vol State? Anybody?
Man, yeah, an assortment of guys. Janus Briscoe, as you well know, KSP, Kentucky State Patrol now. Used to hit balls off of the Gap building back there, and that was a joy to watch. Actually, fun fact, Janus, in his first 8 at-bats here at Vol State, led the country in home runs with 7. So 7 for 8 with 7 pops is pretty good.
I did not know that, and I know him from his days at Sumner County Sheriff's Office, and also being at Long Hollow Church as well.
Yeah, and he coached with Josh Carmen at Beach.
As Matt Hall will take a walk, we still see him from time to time. He'll show back up.
Yeah.
But
yeah, Janus Briscoe, talk to him a lot. I talk a lot to Chris O'Gwyn from Beach High School.
Really?
Tad Stewart, who we talked about the other day. I actually saw him at Long Hollow the other day. Dave Langster, another Beach High School gentleman. Austin Dyer, who is on the Mount Juliet Police Department there.
Throw it at first. Matt Hall back in time.
Yeah, a handful of guys, and that's the thing. And I was very fortunate in my time here at Vol State. We had a really close-knit group of guys, and it made it really easy to stay in contact with those guys. And
line out to right field. Jake Burris trying to get his 3rd hit, but Harvey Valera makes the catch for out number 3. So you've kept up with a number of alumni. We've, of course, Athletic Director Bobby Hudson is trying to get, I guess, more of you folks back in, and I'm sure you've heard of the brick fundraiser that's gone on. I can't remember now if you were at the alumni event a year ago or not.
I was not.
Okay.
Unfortunately, had a golf event that day, so it was hard to
Sure.
to pick both. But
the brick fundraiser is $100 to we're trying to raise money for 100 bricks to make a patio just outside the press box here and commemorate all those who've played here. So I'll just give you a quick email out there for Greg Butch Hunter Pack at Comcast.net. That's Hunter, P-A-C-K, at Comcast.net, and he'll get you signed up to purchase a brick. If your son or grandson is part of this 2023 team, and we have several sophomores, this is their last year here at Vol State. Some have been here 2 years, some have been here 3 years due to COVID and medical issues as well. I know that Bobby Hudson would appreciate all the help from the alumni,
Sure.
and I'm confident that he knows who Tanner Sandell is, and that the influence that you have, not only on the younger generation, but even on the guys that you played with.
Sure.
But Tanner, I sure appreciate you coming up and being our very first guest on the Vol State Alumni Spotlight.
and look forward to seeing you and maybe even going on that mission trip with you
Yeah.
along with my son,
That's,
if I can work it into my busy full count rhythm broadcast
there you go.
schedule. So
Yeah, would love to
anyway,
have you.
it's great having you, and
Yeah.
I'll let you go. You can get out there and get some more sun.
Great. Yeah,
So,
appreciate it. Thanks for having me today.
thank you. It's
Appreciate
Tanner
it.
Sandell, 2014, 15. There's several years.
Yeah.
All right. Great to have Tanner here as we move to the top of the 6th inning. And a Summit Concrete call to the bullpen. Devin Thrain at a Summit High School. First pitch ball and gets a swing and a miss by Logan Harbin. This is Thrain's 2nd appearance of the year. Did not have the collegiate start or appearance that he would like to have, and trying to make up for that here, but struggling a little bit with control as he starts out with the cleanup hitter for the Warhawks, who struck out twice. There's a 3-1 pitch, just missed off the plate. He's wearing number 19 as he was in the fall. Some of these guys have changed their uniform numbers. Kind of throws me off, but Devin, 6 foot, 180 pound freshman left-hander from Thompson Station, Tennessee. Faces a lefty and pours the first pitch in there for a called strike. So Thrain replaces Sanders, who went 3 innings. There's a step off. Kate Sanders gave up 1 run on 3 hits, struck out 4, did not walk a batter. Square around a bunt, ball in the dirt, and on the play, Harbin will move down to second base on the wild pitch. Devin Thrain, the son of Patrick and Michelle Thrain, and the grandson of Nani in Massachusetts and Grammy and Grandpa also in Massachusetts. Look back to second, and the pitch swung on and driven deep to right center field. Back goes Jake Burris, and he will watch that one sail over the fence for home run power from Josh Schuler. While Tanner Sandell's been up in the booth, he's seen 3 of the 4 home runs that have been hit in today's ball game. So a leadoff walk comes back to haunt Devin Thrain. And the Warhawks have cut the lead to 3. And now, let's say 2. As that ball is, I'm not sure if that's off a car or not, but it is back-to-back jacks for Calhoun. So for a team that hadn't hit a home run all season, now has 3 in the ball game. That one was a no-doubter. Braden Buckner with the solo shot after Josh Schuler hits a 2-run home run, and Braden Kale will come out of the Pioneers dugout to talk to the young left-hander. And the bullpen for Vol State will get busy. It looks like, is that Keegan Evick out there in the bullpen? Keegan Evick. Saw his grandparents here from Springfield, Tennessee. Keegan Evick would be getting his first appearance of the year. So 3 batters have come to the plate against young Devin Thrain. Logan Harbin walked. Josh Schuler hit one out to right center field, and Braden Buckner delivered one to the outfield left field parking lot over the Hayden Schrum sign. Fastball on the outside corner, called strike. Daniel Sieber has struck out looking in his first 2 plate appearances. First baseman for Calhoun. Thrain signed as a 2-way player by Jim McGuire, head coach. Plays center field, hits from the right side. But here in his freshman year, probably the best way he can help is from pitcher's mound. Pioneers have lots of depth in the outfield. There's a swing and a drive out to left center field. That one's back, and Burris at the track, and that one is gone. That's back-to-back-to-back home runs. Daniel Sieber is a big fella, strong-looking young man. As they have crawled back to within 1 run, and that will end the day for Devin Thrain, who does not retire a batter. And we will have a Summit Concrete call to the bullpen, and we'll take a short break and tell you about the new pitcher when we return. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. New pitcher on for the Pioneers. Summit Concrete call to the bullpen. Keegan Evick, 6 foot, 180 pound sophomore from Clarksville, Tennessee, Rossview High School. He's on to face Harvey Valera, who squares around to bunt. It pulls the bat back. This is Evick's first appearance of the year. He had 7 appearances a year ago, 6 starts. There's a fastball in the outside corner, called strike. Had a 3-1 record, pitched 16 2/3, gave up 13 hits a year ago, had a 3.78 ERA. And the midweek games was where he got his starts. Also a 2-way player that can help on the mound. That ball's popped up into the air high into left center field. Burris over, who will make the one-handed grab for the first out of the 6th inning. Tough outing for Devin Thrain. A walk and 3 home runs. Evick called on to right the ship. We'll face number 9 hitter Cannon DeVersa. DeVersa struck out and singled. Pitch missed just off the plate. That one catches the corner. Well, the basketball team has left the Tim Garrett baseball complex. Swing and a miss on like an off-speed pitch outside, maybe a changeup. So 2 outs. Here in the top of the 6th inning, facing now the leadoff batter, Lorenzo Soto, who's 2 for 3. 2 singles. Now 3 singles as he lines that one into left field for a 2-out base hit. Austin Baker to the plate. He's hitless in 3 trips.
Now batting, number 43, Austin Baker.
Was hit by a pitch in the first. Lined out to the shortstop and lined out to the center fielder. There's a fastball in there for a called strike. Swing and a miss. Throw down to first base, but back in time is Soto, who's been a bit active on the bases. Had a stolen base in the 3rd. Tried to move from 2nd to 3rd on a fly ball to right field and was gunned down by Jace Mizell in the 1st inning. The 0-2 misses outside. See some high school or college coaches here in the stands. Throw over to first base, not in time. Getting a look at 2 junior colleges. Another fastball that goes high. Vineyard bluffs a throw. Braden Vineyard has a strong arm. No reason not to show it off. Two count. Slow breaking pitch. Swung on a miss by Austin Baker, and Keegan Evick comes in and puts out the fire. But not before 4 runs scored by Calhoun on 4 hits, 3 of which left the yard. No errors, 1 runner left on base. Tightened up here at Gallatin, Tennessee. 7-6 Pioneers still hold the lead. We're going to the bottom of the 6th. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Headed to the bottom of the 6th inning. Pioneers a 7-6 lead after a big 4-run top of the 6th for Calhoun. A Summit Concrete call to the bullpen for the Warhawks brings on Caden Edwards, freshman right-hander from Moulton, Alabama, 6 foot, 180 pounds, from Lawrence County High School, transfer from Coastal South Community College. That's how you pronounce Moulton. I drive through there on my way down to see my daughter, who lives just north of Columbus, Mississippi, in a little town called Caledonia, Mississippi. So you get to Decatur and then you cut to the right, start heading east, drive right through Moulton, and then you get to Russellville, Alabama. And Ethan Huddleston will bluff a bunt. Huddleston, 2-run homer in the first. RBI fielder's choice in the second, and scored and has walked. So he's reached base all 3 times, 1 for 2 and 3 RBIs. Backs out of the way of that fastball that tailed inside. On deck, Jace Mizell. Huddleston looking to get something started. Swings and misses on a, apparently fouls it off, either a tailing fastball, a little cut fastball that had movement toward the outside corner. 2-2 pitch. That's that same pitch, and apparently caught the outside corner. Pioneer shortstop does not agree, but he will go take a seat. Edwards strikes out the first batter he sees. Jace Mizell steps to the plate looking for his first hit of the ball game. 0 for 2 with a walk. Swing and a miss. If you weren't with us earlier, Jace Mizell is the newly named Division I Region 7 Player of the Week after going 6 for 12 in the 3-game series against Wren Lake with 2 home runs and 5 RBIs. Mix in a couple doubles there as well. Swings and misses again. Caden Edwards, the second Edwards pitcher for Calhoun. Rhett Edwards started the game. Swinging a fly ball to shallow right field. Harvey Valera comes in looking into the blue sky and makes the catch for the second out. Landon Godsey now at the plate. Caden Edwards on for his 4th appearance, all in relief. He's thrown 5 innings, given up 8 hits, 5 runs, but only 1 was earned. Walked 2, struck out 4. And that ball's hit out to center field for a first pitch base hit. Landon Godsey is now 3 for 4. That .415 batting average is moving back up to 500 quickly. Had a solid start to the year. So Braden Vineyard will come to the plate with 1 on, 2 out. Vineyard 0 for 2 with a walk. Several strikeouts looking today, as there's a very minimal pause there on that pitch. See if he pauses a little bit longer. There's a longer stop at his stretch. Called strike to Vineyard. On deck, Landon Luderman. Fifth pitcher of the ball game for Calhoun. Swing and a miss. Six home runs so far here in game one of today's doubleheader. 4 by Calhoun, their first 4 of the year. And down swinging goes Braden Vineyard. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Edwards. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left on base. We're going to the 7th. We're scheduled for 7. As head coach Jim McGuire is telling the home plate umpire something. Maybe we've got a new pitcher. We'll find out when we return on the Vol State Sports Network. Summit Concrete call to the bullpen for the Pioneers. Chase Birdwell out of Lebanon, Tennessee, on in relief, looking to nail down his 2nd save of the year. Here in the top of the 7th inning, Birdwell has 4 appearances so far in the young season, all in relief. Has a 1-1 record, 1 save, 8 2/3 innings. 3 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned, 4 walks, 12 strikeouts, 3.12. And 3 of those 4 appearances have been lights out. And he's looking for that one once again. I don't know how comfortable he's going to be coming in a clean inning as Ballesteri fouls one on a bunt attempt into the aluminum stands. You hear the ball rolling down till it rests on the second to last steps just to the left of the press box. Ballesteri, Harbin, and Schuler, 3, 4, and 5 due up. A breaking pitch on the outside corner. Chase Birdwell has a devastating 12-6 breaking pitch, and you just saw it right there. Looking to pick up save number 2, and he jumps on a fastball that missed somewhere. He can lull you to sleep and then pop about an 86 or 87 mile an hour fastball on you after seeing that 65 mile an hour breaking pitch. Chase has come into the game twice in his 4 appearances with bases loaded and nobody out, and has retired the side. There's a swing and a miss. Vineyard has it pop out of his glove and will complete the strikeout by throwing down to Landon Godsey for out number 1. So Logan Harbin, the 4-hole hitter, as the umpire is out to talk to Chase Birdwell. Not sure if that's a wardrobe malfunction issue that he's talking to him about, but surely I saw him tucking in a necklace. Surely that had something to do with it. We've seen pitchers out here that lose their hats on every single pitch.
And that would be more distracting to me as a batter than somebody's necklace coming out. Harbin 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Swings and fouls out with just on the top of the screen behind home plate. Ball State pitchers and substitutes in the dugout appreciate that. They don't have to go looking for a foul ball. Count goes 2 balls and a strike. The runaway Toyota Gallatin scoreboard. Now the count is 3 balls and 1 strike. Tyler Holsworth is getting his education on the Toyota Gallatin scoreboard as Birdwell walks Harbin to put the tying run on base and bring to the plate Josh Schuler, who drove one out of the ballpark over in right center field. 2-run shot in the 6th inning. Started the 3 back-to-back home runs for Calhoun. Maybe Bird does better with a runner on base. There's a breaking pitch. Tried to go and tried to hold up, and the base umpire says he could not hold up. I was just going to say, I just counted 8 hits on my scoreboard. Both teams have 8 hits, 6 runs, 8 hits, and I would say there are 2 errors for Calhoun. Count goes 2-1 to Schuler if you count the dropped foul fly ball. And 1 error on Vol State. 2-1 pitch, swung on and popped straight up. That, not sure if that'll hit the press box or just go over it. Looks like it will go over the top. Count will move to 2 balls and 2 strikes. One out, 1 pitch away. Could we see a Dudat double play as Bird throws over to first base? Bird's what they call him. Chase Birdwell's his name. His Gigi is here from Lebanon, Tennessee in attendance today. Breaking pitch, just missed high. We'll have our first full count ministries full count in a while. Guy's been going up there swinging the stick. Chase Birdwell looking for a ground ball to a middle infielder. Instead, he gets our first full count, first pitch foul ball of the day, 1 for 4 so far in that statistical category. I don't have any updated numbers here, but we are below 50% still for the year. And we will do it all over again. Runner stays at first. There's a shot past Godsey at first base. That gets into right field. That'll be extra bases for Fuller. He will get into the bag standing. Godsey just missed getting a glove on that. So 2 hits for Schuler on the day. That was an absolute shot down that first base line. Harbin at third. The tying run and the go-ahead run out on second base brings to the plate Braden Buckner, who hit a solo home run to left center field. In between Schuler's and Sieber's home runs. Birdwell misses outside with the breaking pitch. On deck is Daniel Sieber.
So Calhoun has gotten out the big sticks today. They have 4 home runs among their now 9 hits. Swing and a miss at a high fastball. Buckner trying to give the Warhawks a 2-run lead there from Tuscumbia, Alabama. 6'1", 225-pound sophomore. Bird looking for a strikeout here. Breaking pitch misses down. Has a base opener, and not sure if he's pitching carefully here to Buckner or just can't dial it in with that breaking pitch. There's a drive out to left center. This should score a run. It should be deep enough. Burris in left center, going to throw to third to try to get Schuler. But a sacrifice fly will tie the ball game here in the top of the 7th inning.
Now batting, number 22, Daniel Sieber.
So Daniel Sieber steps to the plate. He hit one as a no-doubter into the parking lot in his last appearance. There's a breaking pitch that apparently stayed up high enough to get the called strike. Chase Birdwell trying to retire Sieber and get his hitters into the dugout. So the save is by the boards now, and now Chase Birdwell is going to be looking for the win. Struck out Ballesteri, but walked Harbin. And that 1-out walk has come back to haunt the Pioneers. One-two pitch, way high. Vineyard had to extend. He's 6'2" already, but when he's crouching, he's not 6'2", and that pitch went every bit of 6'3", 6'4", so he had to get the long arm up there. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Breaking pitch lined, and that will get over the head of Ethan Huddleston and give the Warhawks a 1-run lead. So late scoring, we have a pinch runner on for Daniel Sieber. Sean Stewart from Newport News, Virginia, will come on to pinch run. With Sieber with a big 2-out RBI single. The Pioneers find themselves behind for the first time in game 1 here, 8-7. Runner starts to go and stays at the bag. Called strike to Harvey Valera, who's 1 for 3 with a home run. He hit the first home run of the ball game for Calhoun. Runner starts to go again, swing and a miss. Valera now down in the count, no balls, 2 strikes. 10 hits now in the ball game for Calhoun, who came in hitting .225, had only scored 28 runs, have now put 8 on the board. Runner goes this time, and that's a drive into left field that will get down and into left field. Harvey Valera will cruise on into second base as Stewart moves over to third. So 3 hits in the inning for Calhoun. left-hander warming up in the bullpen. Is that Danton Reinhardt out there? Okay. Coach McGuire hoping not to have to go to him, and actually Braden Kale will come out of the dugout to talk to Chase Birdwell. I guess if Reinhardt's ready with Cannon DeVersa, left-handed hitter, he's ready. He might take him, but as on deck would be Lorenzo Soto, who's a right-handed hitter. So if you're going to go to a left-hander, now would have been the time, but it will leave Chase Birdwell in the ball game to face Cannon DeVersa, who's 1 for 3, struck out twice and singled. So a tough outing here for Chase Birdwell, who last pitched against Wren Lake in a 6-4 Wren Lake win. Fastball misses low and away. There's a fastball in the outside corner called strike. Well, Reed Glover, let's see if the luck changes for the Pioneers as another Vol State alum shows up to the ballpark, Josh Carmen. Breaking pitch blocked by Braden Vineyard. Reed Glover enjoying that press box pass he's gotten today. Reed, you get a press box pass every time you come to a game, okay? Josh Carmen, assistant coach at Trevecca Nazarene University. Now, fastball sails high. 3-ball, 1-strike count to DeVersa. The catcher for Calhoun is 2-7. They have not won a game in probably a couple weeks. They won their first 2 games of the year and have lost 7 straight. 3-1 pitch. Missed. Nope. Okay, call. That was a very delayed strike, and I didn't hear him. We've got our crowd mic going out there now, and I didn't hear him say a word, but we'll have a full count. Ministries full count. And a foul ball. What are the odds of that? Well, so far today, 40%. 2 for 5. Tyler, didn't you tell me you're an accounting major? Yes, accounting major. I should have let you do that math. Tyler Holsworth. Ball 4. And that loads the bases for the leadoff hitter, Lorenzo Soto. Second walk of the inning. And it looks like Coach McGuire is riding with Chase Birdwell, his redshirt sophomore.
Now batting, number 3,
Lorenzo Soto's 3 for 4, 3 singles. Fastball yanked outside. Birdwell putting a little more gas on that fastball. Two runs have come across for Calhoun as Soto swings and misses. A walk, a double, a sacrifice fly drove in the first run, and then a single gave the Warhawks the lead, and now they've loaded the bases. Another swing and a miss. Chase now 1 pitch away from getting out of the inning, getting his club back in the dugout where 6, 7, 8 will come to the plate. Luderman, Vrabel, Searcy are scheduled for Vol State in the bottom of the 7th inning. Scheduled for 7. Swinging a pop-up out to shallow right field. Mizell looking up into the sun, has it measured, and will make the catch for out number 3. So a big out right there for the Pioneers, but they find themselves in a deficit for the first time all game. Warhawks scored 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, 3 runners left on base. Pioneers 1 to tie and 2 to win. See if we can have another walk-off winner, as we've had one time earlier this year. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. The bottom of the 7th we go. Crunch time for the Pioneers as freshman Landon Luderman, the designated hitter, will step to the plate to lead off after the Pioneers gave up the lead in the top of the 7th inning. Luderman 0 for 3, looking for that first hit here in the bottom of the 7th. Breaking pitch gets on back to the backstop. Caden Edwards still on the mound here in inning number 7. He pitched the 6th, gave up 1 hit. Now he's gone 2 balls and no strikes to the powerful left-handed hitting Landon Luderman. Swings and pops that one up in the infield. Soto moves over into the grass in left field and will make the catch for out number 1. 2-0 pitch that Luderman just missed for the first out here in the bottom of the 7th. Carter Vrabel steps to the plate. Big game today, 2 for 3. A double to the wall in left center field and a home run to the parking lot in left field. His first big fly of the year, and he would be pretty happy to have another one. He gets a pitch, extend his arms. This will be a tie ball game. Austin Baker in left field playing deep. One count to Carter Vrabel. Breaking pitch misses high. Got a new first baseman out there. Vrabel handcuffed on that one. Pretty happy he didn't hit that one, I think. Mason Billions. That's a heck of a name right there. Mason Billions now the new first baseman after Stewart pinch ran for Sieber. A full count, Ministries full count. I just struck out. We'll see if we can get that. There's a excuse me base hit up the middle. Carter Vrabel is now 3 for 4. That's a no on the full count. First pitch foul ball, but an excuse me base hit. I'll write it in the scorebook as a line drive for Vrabel, who's now 3 for 4. And that brings to the plate Hunter Cersei,
Now batting.
who has been our walk-off hero. See if I can remember what game that was. Cersei's first pitch that he sees in there for a called strike. So this is the bottom of the 7th, scheduled for 7. That was a game against Southwestern Illinois College, and there's a drive down to left field, and that will get down at the fence. Coach McGuire will hold up Carter Vrabel with Hunter Cersei a double into the left field corner. So the son of Larry and Dodie Cersei delivered here once again, just not a game winner this time as he did against Swick back on February 10th. He had a walk-off double in the bottom of the 8th inning. And that will bring out the pitching coach. I think I'm right on this. Tyler Self maybe is the pitching coach. Coach Gaskell has assistant coaches Jacob Freeland and Tyler Self. I think this is the first year that Tyler Self has been with Calhoun. Weren't these guys in the well, you guys weren't there. Central Alabama, the Central Alabama trip. I believe Calhoun was in the same hotel with Vol State.
Now batting.
I remember talking to the pitching coach, but
Hall.
don't remember his name. But Matt Hall stepping to the plate with his chance to be a hero. Tying run on at third. The winning run is on at second base in the person of Hunter Cersei. 10 hits now for the Pioneers. Breaking pitch just misses inside. Actually also just misses hitting Matt Hall, who's 0 for 2 with a walk. On deck, Jacob Burris. So the son of Mark and Tracy lines one down the right field line, but it's out of play. Vrabel, single up the middle, and Hunter Cersei with a double in the left field corner. His runners at second and third for Vol State. Matt Hall sees fastball sail high over his head. Infield is in for the Warhawks. Fly ball, that will get out of play off to the right side over by the maintenance shed, and MGM Industries foul ball. I'd like to thank our sponsors. We'll have a Right Rug Flooring player of the game, and stay tuned after the game. We'll have the Full Count Ministries verse of the game. It's one that Reed Glover knows. A check swing, and he could not hold up. Matt Hall will go down on strikes. Sorry, I wasn't putting the foul balls on the scoreboard. So Pioneers now down to their last out. Jake Burris comes to the plate. Third strikeout of the game for Caden Edwards.
Number 14. Jake Burris.
Burris singled, walked, singled, and lined out to right field. Has scored 2 runs for Vol State and finds himself in the situation of needing to drive in a run as he looks at the first pitch that's out of the zone. His 2 singles have been in that 5-6 hole where Lorenzo Soto actually is standing now. Breaking pitch in there for a called strike. Burris 2 for 3 today, was 3 for 3 and 2 for 3 and 2 for 4 in the series with Rend Lake. Nearly gets hit with that fastball. On deck, Ethan Huddleston. Jake Burris, a third-year player here at Vol State. Actually, he's played in a bunch of games. Swing and a miss at that breaking pitch. He was looking to go up by 2 runs and win it with a walk-off home run. Now down to the last strike. Big hole between first and second, and Jake Burris does like to go to right field. Swing and a miss. And down goes Jake Burris. Nice pitch by Edwards, and Calhoun will take game 1 of the doubleheader. Final score 8-7. A late run by the Warhawks as they will defeat Vol State 8-7. Calhoun will move to 3-7 on the season. Pioneers fall to 8-6. 30-minute break between games. But the player of the right rug flooring player of the game for the Pioneers will be Carter Vrabel, who went 3 for 4. He was a triple away from the cycle. Had a double and a run scored, a home run, solo home run in the 5th, and singled. It was on third base as the tying run here in the bottom of the 7th inning, but Pioneers just could not push Carter Vrabel across. The loss will go to Chase Birdwell, who will fall to 1-2 on the season, and Caden Edwards will get the win. Let's see what Caden's record was coming in. Caden had no record, so he will move to 1-0 on the season. 8 runs, 11 hits, and at least 1 error, possibly 2 on Calhoun. And Vol State, 7 runs, possibly 10 hits, and 1 error. Let's check. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hits, yes. And left a number of runners on base. 8 runners left on base for Vol State. Also 8 for Calhoun. Lots of hits in today's ball game. In a game that took 2 hours and 35 minutes. Pioneers fall to the Warhawks of Calhoun out of Decatur, Alabama, 8-7. And we'll have game 2. Nathan Rhodes will be the starting pitcher for the Pioneers. Not sure who Calhoun will go with, but thank you for joining us this afternoon. And we'll have the full count verse of the game. That'll be Joshua 1:8. Says, keep this book of the law always on your lips. Meditate on it day and night so that you may be careful to do everything written in it. And it gives a promise after that. It says, then you will be prosperous and successful. That's Joshua 1:8. So we'll occasionally come up with a verse of the day from the Old Testament for you. Full Count Ministries is not, they show no favoritism toward one portion of the Bible versus the other. But we'll be back in 30 minutes. This has been Tim Reese for Athletic Director Bobby Hudson and Head Coach Jim McGuire saying please come back in about 25 minutes. We'll have game 2 of today's doubleheader action between the Calhoun Community College Warhawks and your Volunteer State Pioneers. Thank you again for joining us on the Vol State Sports Network.